Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to this stream of Europa Universalis IV, where we are playing as Lubeck on our way to forming the Holy Roman Empire. We've taken most of the Danish peninsula. We have a chunk of northern Germany. Who are our allies again? I need to remember what on earth is going on in this game. Ooh, we have a very good ruler. That's a good start. Poland, Munster, and Flanders. Right, this is the Poland that keeps on getting absolutely demolished in wars and things. Although, they did take some land up here, which is actually Polish and not Lithuanian, kind of interestingly. Denmark still exists, albeit in a somewhat reduced form. Sweden, who are my actual rivals? Austria, Denmark, and could be Muscovy, England, Brandenburg, or Bohemia. I still would like to save my relations with Brandenburg if I can. And they are allied with Sweden. Oof, that would be a bad war, actually, if Sweden and Brandenburg came after us. I think I would rather rival Brandenburg, because they do have some territory I wouldn't mind having up here in Pomerania. So, Brandenburg it is. Could even rival Spain. Huh. And yeah, colonization is definitely going. Caribbean's already been completely claimed. And then what's the religious situation? So, Scotland's gone Anglican, England's gone Reformed. England rivaled us, right? Yeah, that's too bad. They would have been a decent ally as well. What about France? Enemy of my enemy. Oh, they really, really dislike heretics. I think I'm still going to send you a improved relations, though. Okay, then what else do we have? So we've got our one marine. 32,000 troops out of 38, so we should probably try to raise a few more. We do have quite a few loans. Right, we were taking out a bunch of loans that we could start building up our economy, which has actually been going quite well. I think we took out a bunch of loans and built a bunch of light ships. We do have Novgorodian separatists wanting to rise up over there, which we should probably go and deal with as soon as possible, so let's stop you drilling and loading you into the ships, which is actually... Yep, it's them. We may as well sail you over. We'll send you to in German land. And then we can do some conversions. And... question is, do I want to start that now? No, I think we'll do it after the rebellions are over. We're still embargoing Sweden, but I think that's perfectly reasonable. And we can now also embargo... Oh, you know what? I should definitely be embargoing... who do I want to cancel? We've already taken Gotland from Sweden. Was it from Denmark? No, that was from Denmark. I don't think there is anything right now I want from Sweden. So we're going to stop building a spy network against the Swedes. And we'll use that diplomat to start an embargo of Brandenburg. Let's go to 15,000. Oh, they're in the ship. Duh. Literally just did that. And we're one over our relations limit. That is a big Munster. Well done, Post Mordred. Team Space Marines, yeah, Brandenburg and Sweden's a powerful combo. When are we going to see a Lubeckian Novgorod? Lubeckian Newfoundland, you even wrote it right there. When I can. That's not going to be until down here, though. So, let's see. We need a base in Scotland, which means going after Ayrshire and Lothian. Which is basically saying, you've got to take northern Britain. London Steel Yard means going after London, so actually going up against Britain isn't necessarily a bad thing. And we also need to go after Norway. That's why I was fabricating. Because they have, like, the provinces I need. Because we need Trondelag. No, we don't. We need Bergenhus, Akershus, and... yeah, Trondelag. So that one, that one, that one. Do we need all three? Yep. So I think we'll probably do this one first, then we'll go after Scotland. And what else do we need for these? Still a few. We need Hanseatic bookkeeping, which is just getting a treasurer of at least skill level 2. Treasurers of the national tax guy, I think. So we basically just need to keep an eye out for him to appear. Losing great power status because Vijayanagar has grown bigger. Only by 3 development though, so if I boost my development by 3 then we'll keep it. And we probably could. Am I saving Diplo for anything? Nope. Definitely not. Well, in that case, the other thing I wanted to do was double check the states, because from here... State edicts. I was watching Quill's playthrough and noticed that you can do this. There are a bunch of places which I just don't have an edict in yet. And... Vorpommern would be Stralsund. Stralsund's a centre of trade, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So that should definitely be boost trade power. Then North Jutland is this one. That's also a centre of trade. That's going to be a local trade power. And then Denmark. Denmark is just... Gotland? Nope. Bornholm. So Bornholm's not that important. We can just leave that one without an estate. No, without a edict. Oh, that's how long it's been in place. Okay, I was like, 90 years until I can change it again? And then we have the trade company investments, which we can't do. Although, and that is another piece of information I now have, is subcontinents. This shows you where you can build the trade companies. And because our capital is in Western Europe, if we took Gdansk, we could turn it into a trade company. In fact, we could turn these into trade companies, so I think right now they're stated. Create trade city. Trade company can only be created in territories. So because we stated those, we can't trade company them. Although, it's tempting to do so. But I think I want to convert them first. Right, is there anything else I need to think about before I get going here? I don't think so. Humiliate rival against Brandenburg. And actually, speaking of Brandenburg, I do need to embargo you. There we are. 15,000 men. Is that going to be enough? There's going to be 12,000 rising. 15 should be plenty. We'll just leave you here. And in fact, we could even try to quash this. No, I don't think so. We'll just stay here. This is fine. Brandenburg's embargoed us. That's unsurprising. And do we have a spare general? We do. In that case, you can continue drilling. And when can we pay the next loan? Soon. And I think I want to continue paying those off. So, Scotland, you are independent. See, I really don't want to go after Scotland. I like that Scotland still exists. And taking out Lothian and Ayrshire would just cut them in half. I mean, I guess I could take this entire state. And then basically cut Scotland off from England. But this is also like their most valuable province. It's a 33 development. And I'm pretty sure that Hansa never directly owned Edinburgh. They just had trading interests over there. I think that should just be a relations thing. But then that could potentially be fairly easy to raise, so... We have gained the trade conflict. Casus Belli against England. England's blockading us. Is that a problem? That's not a problem. I forgot I was privateering the living daylights out of them. Excellent! That is just good business. No, leave us alone. What, you mean you don't want to have free money? Everyone wants free money. Why wouldn't you want free money? Nation of Flanders, your faithful allies, requesting we come to their aid in the Flemish reconquest of Artois against Burgundy. This is a war they have started. Burgundy is allied with Saxony, and they are part of the Empire, so Bohemia will protect them. Is this a war they're already fighting? No, they've just started this. I'm going to see if Bohemia actually joins. Because they don't have to. No, they haven't, so I'll join. Well, I'll join, but I'm not going to join, because I'm pretty sure you don't need my help, because they're already occupied. Denmark has insulted us. Well, Denmark, I can return the favour. We have a free diplomat, and this is something I need to remember to do more often, because it gives you power projection. What are you going to do? Bleed on me? Silly Denmark. Oh, that's why they're red, because they're bleeding. True story. The Emperor doesn't get involved in internal HRE wars, so that depends on whether Flanders is in the HRE. I think they probably are. Yeah. In fact, so is the entirety of Italy. So there has been a new patch, which has apparently tidied up some of the fact that Italy just wholeheartedly agrees to join the Empire. So this is probably going to be the Empire at its fullest extent, but I mean, even that's a pretty big empire. And speaking of which, I'm a loyal member of the Empire. I should probably add these provinces. We'll do so. Please don't kill me, Bohemia. I'd forgotten that Bohemia is the Emperor, not Austria. I might... Oh, damn, I am rivals. I'm rivals with both of them. Casses! Anytime the Emperor gets involved in internal HRE war is when he's fighting a direct rival. Gotcha. Well, that's me screwed then. If a war against Brandenburg ever breaks out. I wonder if I can try to improve relations with Burgundy. Sorry, with Bohemia. Yeah, unfortunately, because they're still a heretic. Like, nobody is converted to Protestantism. It's basically just me. And that's a big problem. Because at one stage, Protestantism was actually pretty big, but nobody embraced them. Like, Brandenburg was completely converted at one stage, and they didn't flip. Which means we're never seeing a Prussia, so they're never going to get the superior Prussian ideas. They're going to be stuck with the Brandenburg ones, which actually is a good thing for us. So Prussian Space Marines aren't going to happen, because they're not Protestant, nor do they seem to be wishing to become Protestant. Military access from Stettin, of course, and Hamburg, of course. Oh, that's all Stettin. I thought that was Wolgast. Interesting. Who are you allied to? Hamburg and Thuringia. You're currently at war with Brandenburg and Danzig. I would quite like Königsberg. Would mean a war against Hamburg. Is Hamburg a historical friend? I don't think they are anymore. No, that's the one that we lost. And because we lost the one with Hamburg, I knew to try and keep it with Portugal in the Spain game. I remember now. Oh, there we go. Flanders and Gelderland occupying Franche-Comté. Eat the province west of you. They're in my trade league. Tying a tag switch to religion seems a bit erg. Is that common? No. It's just because Prussia was rabidly Protestant and very much, well, not very much, but aligned against Austria along religious lines. So the fact that they need to be Protestant makes sense. Plus, one of the formers of Prussia is the Teutonic Order, and them being a monastic order, it also makes sense that they would not be Catholic. Right, time to get some tea. But no, it's not a common requirement. These rebels are certainly taking a long time to rise. I'm here, I'm ready, I'm waiting. Come on. Ooh, in fact, we could repay some loans. There we go. Meanwhile, Denmark's got some massive pretender rebels. Oof, and that leader is not very good. 0211. Well, that sucks for you, Denmark. Military engineer died. That's unfortunate, and we're about to reach our diplo limit. I guess we'll go for the reinforced speed. We don't have estates. I was like, why don't I just go and see if I can hire somebody from the estates? You can't. You don't have them. In that case, we're going to... Why can't I get Novgorod? Non-accepted culture development, and then Orthodox. Do I have any other ways of gaining missionary strength? Yes. Do I want to for institution embracement cost, though? Actually, yes, probably. Seeing as I'm one of the few Protestants around. So we'll just move at 0. If we got 1 point of stability, then we could convert them. But in the meantime, let's start working on in German land. And let's also stick a bit of development down. We'll just do this by cost. And hopefully a decent resource. There we go. That should also keep me as a great power, right? No. 1 point. Alright, we'll get 2 more. Do I have any admin ideas coming through? No. So let's do a few points of admin or military. Not military. We still need the military points, but admin we can go ahead and spend. And there we go. We are safe. Sorry, VJ, but I'm the great power here. Aha! Finally, the rebels. Fight them! How long until Hanseatic League? Still quite a long time. I still need to get the treasurer, and that's just a purely RNG thing. Lubeck Krantor we can get pretty easily. Eagle of the Seas we can get pretty easily. We can already get Queen of the League. We can already get Dominate Commerce, and at that point we can unite the League. So it's really the treasurer. We just need a treasurer to appear. And he's refusing to. Oh, missionary strength guy. He's level 3 though. Super expensive. Let's see how this battle goes. Easily. That was ever so slightly one-sided. Alright, I had no reason to worry about that at all. And then at this point, I think I can quite safely go to speed 4 again. Burgundy is being conquered. Burgundy will be forced to give money. They didn't take any territory, though. And Flanders owes me a favour. Stupid, sexy Flanders. Go to Lubeck. Radical reforms. Two of our most trusted advisors, Albrecht Tiedemann and Heinrich Zundermann, have been talking a lot lately. Plotting, some say. Drafting plans for Lubeck's future, others say. Whatever they're discussing is clearly controversial enough to warrant some secrecy. Finally, they approach Syndic Egbert Goslar to present the results. The thick stack of papers contains plans for some monumental changes to the nation's trade practices, including increased protectionism, regulation and industrial policy. Radical, some would say. Necessary, Albrecht Tiedemann says. Profitable, Heinrich Sudermann. What does Goslar say about this? So we can lose stability but gain 5 mercantilism. We can gain admin or diplo power and they leave, or we can take both and they both leave. Now both of these guys are level 3s. Oh no. Tiedemann's only a level 1. So we could get rid of Tiedemann. And bring in... nobody. Are we paying off inflation? We are, but we have economic ideas, so that's not actually mission critical. Ordinarily, hands down mercantilism, but we're already on low stability. And it'll cost us 191 admin to increase. I don't know that 5 mercantilism is worth 191 stability. Or admin. Actually, is it? Ordinarily, it would increase by 1 for 95, so it's effectively saving us 300 points of military. No, Diplo. Yeah, it's worth it. Actually, really tempted to hit this twice. Not while we're converting. We don't need to. We're a trading empire. Mercantilism is so important to us. We're now getting 104% more provincial trade power because of that. And in fact, because we've actually started adding these provinces to... We now gain 71% of the Lubeck trade node with no ships present. This is purely provincial trade. I would say that's pretty good. Price to raise admin goes down the lower it is. It doesn't go any lower than at 0. So from -3 to 1 it's the same price, and then 2 and 3 is more. It's not that it goes lower, it's that it gets more expensive. Once you're positive. So from 1 to 2 costs more, 2 to 3 costs even more. Alright, relations with France have been maxed out. I don't think it's really going to change their relations towards us. But at least they're now positive. And I would like to try and save my relations with Bohemia if I can, so I'm going to start improving relations with them. Just to make them a little bit less super aggressive. Alright, begin drilling again. So, what's our next move going to be? I think it's kind of got to be Scotland. Now, here's the thing. I don't actually require this left line to form the Hansa. The left line is purely if I want to do the alternate history stuff. And Scotland again, Tyrconnell and France. France currently would not accept. I wish I hadn't checked. Damn it. Because, yeah, you're not wrong. Now would be the time. Let's do a quick check. I want to see their country stuff versus mine. So, militarily, I have a feeling we're quite significantly bigger than they are. Yeah, we have 3 times more troops than they. The problem Scotland has, they just don't have any money. Now, the advantage of taking Lothian and... Oh, they're both centres of trade. It's so valuable. Especially if we are going to be going to the Americas. Controlling Scotland allows us to control the trade going into the English Channel. Or, actually, into Lubeck. Which would rob England of all of its money. Yeah. It's too good an opportunity not to do this. Alright, the next question. How many boats you got? 4 heavies. 36 galleys should tear through that. Okay, so if we were going to do this, where would we land? Probably the Isles. It's the easiest. Or Ulster. Alright. And Tyrconnell's on their side as well. Light ships and transports, that's not really a problem. Election! Do we wish to keep Goslar in charge? It will cost us 8 tradition. So we'll hit 50. This guy is 73. So I don't think there's much of a chance of him living to the next one. So probably not worth the points. I think I'm going to take a military candidate. This hurts though. Alright, the other thing I can do is make sure that the aristos are in power. They are. Ooh. Need to make sure you don't stay at 0. Alright. Yeah, see, just having an alliance with Scotland, I feel like should be enough. But it's not. Owned by Lubeck on non-tributary subjects, is a member of the same trade league. It's too big to be a trade league. Yeah, I could form Germany. I am Germanic culture. But I have no intention of doing so. Alright, Lothian's going to be the objective. Let's do this. We could invest in ship durability. And I think that would actually be a good move. Because it'll make our galleys hardier. Now, if we're lucky, their troops will appear off of our coast. King of the Hill. Soldiers from a certain state are causing problems among the League's armed forces, refusing to honour requests from cities with which they have long-standing feuds. This has escalated into a formal power struggle within the military for nothing but prestige and bragging rights, which could have consequences for morale. This had to happen as soon as we go to war. Come on.